No camera voice, just talk normal.
Don't I not talk normal? I have a camera voice? What is it?
Same as your phone voice.
What is it?
Hi! It's just very like...
Yeah, but you don't want to just be like this.
No.
You want to have like a...
Yeah, but not like...
Hey everyone! I'm Ciara.
I'm Zander.
And we just bought a van.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. We're so excited. So we bought a van, specifically a Ram Promaster, which we'll probably talk about later. So we talked about it for a long time, but we just never could make it happen until now. So we finally hit the point where we just decided to just do it. And we're stoked. It kind of fell in our laps, and timing's right. So the hiccup is we only have 12 weeks to build it. We gave ourselves a deadline, and that's not a lot of time when we don't have any construction experience.
Yeah. So yeah, 12 weeks. Bit of a deadline, but we're excited to get a...
Our lease where we're currently at is up in 12 weeks. So we decided that we wanted to kind of film it so we could remember, kind of see the progress, and a lot of our family members are super stoked about it and friends, so we wanted to kind of keep them involved since we live far away from them. So we're gonna attempt to record. We're not really good at it. So week by week, we want to do a video every week, talk about the different weeks and the progress as we go.
And just to be clear, we have no experience building vans, we have no experience building anything.
We don't even have tools. Like we
Yeah.
we have a little toolbox like with a hammer and screwdriver, so we're gonna have to buy a couple things, but we want to keep it minimal. We don't want to like go crazy over budget. We want to keep it pretty budget friendly, because you know there's no need in making it crazy, especially for like a first time van. So yep. So here's week 1. This right here is our baby. It's a baby girl. We don't quite have a name for her yet, but we're brainstorming. She's real cute. She has a face that looks like she ran into a piece of glass, squished and everything, but we love her. We went with the Ram Promaster 136-inch wheelbase right here. So she's a little girl, really small. When we were deciding on a van, we definitely wanted to have one with a tall roof. Zander's 6'2", so we didn't want to have to be ducking and crouching every time we got in the car. We wanted some place to be able to stand and cook and all that good stuff. So we went with a high rooftop. And then when deciding between the high rooftop vans, it was pretty much between this, the Sprinter, or Transit for Transit. And we obviously settled on the Promaster, mostly because the Sprinters are pretty expensive to fix, and they're expensive up front, even though they're sweet looking. And then the Transits, they're just skinnier on the side, so we weren't going to be able to put our bed side to side, which we ended up doing this really small wheelbase van, so we were going to lose a lot of space if we put our beds the long ways, which will make sense later, but we just wanted to be able to utilize our space, and the Promasters have a really wide inside, and it's more 90-degree angle instead of curved. Good morning, friends! It is 7:15 a.m., which is extremely early for Zander and I. We're not the earliest of risers, and as you can tell by his lovely puffy eyes, I actually haven't even gone to sleep. I just got home from work and figured it was time to get working on this van build, so I woke this cutie up and we are ready to go. We're on our way to Home Depot to return some extra plywood that we ended up not needing for the subfloor yesterday, and we're ready to get going. We got this beautiful sunrise going on right now, and here we go. We're saying this is day 4 of the van build, even though it's technically day 8. But we didn't really build last week. He kind of spent last week cleaning it, but we're not going to count those days. This is day 4 of series of build. We recorded all day yesterday, and then I found out I never turned the mic on, so I'm brilliant. But basically just a recap is we cleaned. So he spent last week doing that one day, and then we took a couple days off, and now we're here. We are ready to build.
There's a lot more that went into it than that.
We didn't record any of it, so I don't care to rehash it, but it's still empty, bare bones. We'll go into details later. Okay.
So we're putting on the kill mat. They say you can use a roller, makes it easier.
We don't have one of those.
Using the end of the scissors, and I'm just using a really smooth river rock. And it's working just fine.
DIY.
To the max.
Saving pennies when we can, you know?
Yep. It works. So, take that.
It's on a budget.
Yep, budget time. Today, what are we doing today? Oh boy, it's been a while since we filmed anything. First, let's catch you up on what we have done. So, created a subfloor and got that all secured down. Glued these pieces in with some heavy-duty construction adhesive, and then insulated them with this foam board in between. So that subfloor though is really solid. And then I kind of filled in the gaps with spray foam, which I still have more to do of that, just to fill in the gaps because my cuts weren't perfectly measured. But not bad. Never done a subfloor before, and it's solid. No squeaks, no creaks. What else we've done? We've painted. So this was all kind of week one, was subfloor. We painted anything that was bare metal. We painted with this rust paint. I chose green. I don't know why I chose green. We're just going to cover it up in the end, except for a few places that won't be covered up. So I'm going to have to get creative with painting that white again. The next couple of steps are we need to frame furring strips so that we can create a nice level surface to attach our walls to. We also need to run electrical wire and insulate. Waiting on the insulation to come. It's sheep's wool from New Zealand. That's pretty cool. Excited about that. Pretty natural way. Probably more updates on that. And then electrical wiring. We'll pre-wire everything. We need to label where all of our outlets are going to be, and like the water pump and all that stuff, so that we can run the wire. So that kind of all happened at the same time, but I can get started on the furring strips and framing out the van so we have a nice surface to one, you know, stuff the insulation in behind, and two, give us a nice flat surface to then put our ceiling in and our walls in. We're also waiting on our fan to come. We ordered that. Pandemic makes everything come a little bit slower, so waiting on those things, but I figure I can get in here and start on the framing. So I'm off to home. Wow! The wind just blew that door closed.
Alright everyone, thanks for tuning in to week one. Appreciate the patience as we figure out how to turn microphones on and you know, actually film things, but we're getting there. So stay tuned to week 2 next week, and let's hope that we start figuring this out. I don't know. Yeah, we have a lot to do still. Okay, bye!